Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Mid Promotion here today with the BBL. I believe this is what season is this? Season 6 Wi-Fi draft analysis for your Alabama rollout. So before we get any further, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell in the top right corner if you want to see me make more draftly content. So I know for a fact this video is already going up late. I'm recording this very late. I'm very sorry about that. I've been so busy. The week before this went up, I was getting the BBR draft analysis league I owns, like the draft stream ready, and that took up way more time than I anticipated. And this week I've just been lazy and just didn't record it until now. So yeah. So if you don't know what the BBL is, it's a very long-standing Wi-Fi showdown Ubers League, the Bandless Battlers League. It's run by Olivia Sama. I'm an admin, and yeah, like this league is, is known to have the best graphics, to have Ubers, to get super powerful mons that you don't normally get to see in the draft league play, and it just has a lot of competition. Like the coaching lineup is very good. All their links will be down below in the description. So I've been playing the BBL. This will be my third season now. We just brought back the Wi-Fi division. Didn't have it before just because there was very limited Ubers in this format. But with this recent Crown Tundra DLC coming out, it's just a lot more Ubers and a lot easier to get Uber teams. So we brought it back. I've been playing in Showdown the past 2 seasons, and I've made playoffs both times. And I'm super excited. I feel like I know enough about Ubers, to give, to make a playoff run. And I'm just super excited. So I didn't get the greatest pick. So I got 11th out of 16th, which isn't terrible, but it's not great either. So I really wanted to make sure, I wanted to get a really good Uber, but I was afraid it wouldn't be possible, just considering I really wanted Magirna. I wanted Groudon. Again, I had it last season and I loved it. And what else was there that got taken that I wanted? I really wanted to try Zekrom. I thought that would fall to me. But no. I ended up getting a mon that I really wanted to try. Something I've been wanting to try for a while. And I got Rayquaza. So we have I can't remember what it is. It's like a 41 point budget for Uber. So it just makes it to where you can't pair a 24 point with the lowest point total for Ubers. So the max is 24, and then the minimum for Ubers is 18. So you either get a crazy good Uber, or you still get a really good one paired with the low tier Uber. So I could have got Lunala, but I got Rayquaza. It's the Emerald Box Legendary, base 95 speed, Dragon and Flying typing, 4 times weak to Ice types. But this one gets so much setup, it gets so much coverage, it just does everything I wanted him on. It's bulky enough to take hits and set up. It gets Dragon Dance and Swords Dance, so I can be SD, Extreme Speed. It gets, Dragon Claw, a very good physical Flying Stab and Dragon Ascent, which, is a lot better than most Flying types get for physical stab. And, it just does so much damage. It gets V-Crate and Earthquake to hit Steel types. The one typing it really can't beat is Bulky Waters if it can't get an Estia. But that's what the rest of the team is for, is to support this mon into beating the checks it can't. Check the mons that it can't beat. But this mon can literally just 6-0 off a preview and just, pick up as many kills as it wants, and my opponent can't do much about it. So next up, I got, a very comfort mon. I had this in the first season of BBL, and I made it the kill leader. I got Cinderace. And since this is Ubers, it is, Libero, and that just makes this mon so much better because it gets so much coverage that it really can abuse the Libero. It gets, the standard Pyro Ball, it gets U-Turn, it gets Gunk Shot, it gets Iron Head, it gets Sucker Punch, I can even run Heavy Duty Boots Court Change, to get the rocks off my side of the field, so Rayquaza doesn't have to take that extra 25%. So like I feel like these mons paired very well with each other, in the fact that Cinderace really breaks the steals for Rayquaza. They both kind of lose to water types, but this mon can beat Taunt, Super Fang. You know, to beat those water types, I can U-turn. I get stab on every move I want. So this mon can be like extremely offensive, like Life Orb and just claim kills. You can also be defensive with heavy duty boots. You know, with like Taunt, Super Fang, U-turn, Port Change, and you know, do work that way. So like this mon can do whatever I want. It has a very good speed trap. I believe it's like 116 or like 117. It's one of those where it's just like it's not just the straight normal ones. It's actually base 119, so like it just makes it that much faster. You know, base 116 attack is you know, was really good paired with that speed stat, and you know, it just hits super hard, gets all the coverage you would want, and you know, it's just a comfort mon because whenever you're drafting, you do want some of like the best ones in the format, but you also want to get some mons that you are comfortable with and you know how to use well and will enjoy using. So next up, I got Rotom Wash. This one just absolutely fit perfect. It gives me a Levitator for my ground weaknesses so far. It gives me a very good ice resist, and you know, it gives me my second momentum user, so you really want momentum to get in Rayquaza, so that you can Volt Switch or U-turn out, bring in Rayquaza and just get a kill. That's really my plan. It gives me a Defogger, and now I have two parts in my Fire Water Grass core, Fire and Water. Rotom Wash is just known to be one of the best like pivots in the Draft League format. It doesn't really, you know, like hardwall anything, but it can pivot into about everything, force them out, you know, get a Volt Switch, get a Hydro Pump, can defog away hazards, can Will-O-Wisp something. It gets all three, you know, status moves, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, and Thunder Wave. And it's just another one I am super comfortable with, and I think it fits really well in this team. And with this next pick, I started to look like OG Albina's BBL team last season. It just wasn't intentional at all, but I just, you know, going through the draft, I, you know, just thought that was a really good core, and it just so happened to be his core from last season. So I got Nidoqueen. This one gives me an electric immunity. It gives me a grounded poison type, so I can absorb T-Spikes, so not everything in my team gets poisoned. You know, it's a Gen 1 mon, so it gets as much coverage as it wants, and most of its coverage moves are Sheer Force boosted. So, you know, paired with the Life Orb, Sheer Force, it just claims kills every time it comes in. And you know, this one can be bulky, it can set up Stealth Rocks, T-Spikes, be extremely offensive, like I said. It's even a decent Choice Scarf user if needed, but I'd either rather run this bulky or Life Orb, or even Resist Berry. Like, it can be a lure with a Resist Berry. Like, say my opponent has like a Zygarde, I'm Shook a Berry, I live easy, I click Ice Beam and either kill it or do so much to it that, you know, like Extreme Speed on Rayquaza or like Sucker Punch on Cinderace kills. So this mon is just, you know, it's another comfort mon. I like it because it sets up rocks and it just forces so many kills. And it really doesn't lose that much. Like, it can break bulky waters if needed. The only ones that really beat it are very bulky psychic types, but most of those get two-shot by, you know, like Cinderace U-turn or like Rayquaza. I can trick a Choice Scarf onto them if they try to set up with Rotom. So like, this much is very good. So this next mon I got very early, and I didn't really mean to. I wanted to get Sylveon just because I just thought it did really good here. It gives me a Wish Pastor for the Rotom and Nidoqueen. Gives me another momentum user with Baton Pass. That was actually picked literal. Was it this round? I could have swore it was picked not too long before me. It actually was picked 2 picks before me by Liv, the owner of the league, and I put this mon as the backup, you know, just not thinking I would get Sylveon, but I didn't. So I ended up getting Ribombee. Got this one way too early, but it's fine. It gives me a very good Sticky Webber, base 124 speed. It gives me Sticky Webs, so my Rayquaza can outspeed everything at base 95 speed for the most part. So I don't really have to worry about mons outspeeding. I can just come in with a Choice Band, click Outrage and kill everything. Ramambi is a good mon within itself. It gives me a fairy type, so I have my dragon and fairy type. My fairy dragon steel core. As I said, sticky webber. This one can, like stun spore mons on the switch in, so like if they bring in I don't know what, I can stun spore thinking they like can come in and outspeed me. I can be sash stun spore. I can set up sticky webs, as I said. Starting to become myself a little bit. And it can win games on its own too, if like my opponent's steel types are gone. Which is very easy with this team because between Cinderace and Nidoqueen just being super effective, Rotom shouldn't get any hit what they want to go for, and Rayquaza just killing everything. This one can just have Quiver Dances, be like Bug Buzz, Moonblast Roost, and can win games on its own, if I beat its checks. So, this one I'm kind of comfortable with, like I either do like really well with it, or it just gets up, sticky webs and dies. So next up, I'm getting my last one for my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and Registeel, just probably one of the best steel types in the format. Very bulky, and it's not even like taunt fodder. Like it gets seismic toss, nothing really it gets enough coverage to where like if I needed to break a sub, it can break a sub. It's extremely defensive and has like insane defense stats. I believe at like 150. Let me look. But like this one is another mon I'm very comfortable with. Just because of how many times I use it, it's just extremely defensive. Yeah, base 80 HP and then base 150 defense and Spadaf. It likes its resist berries, it can run leftovers, Rocky Helmet. I believe it got body press. It did. It's like I can run like this can be like a cheap Melmetal where I can just run Iron Defense, Body Press, Sleep Talk, and just 6-0. If I get rid of like my opponent's like special fire types. This one can set up rocks, it can Thunder Wave, it can Toxic. It's just very fat and annoying. And unless if you prep like really hard for it, well not even like super hard, but if you just don't prep for it, this mon can wall your entire team. Live every hit, do good damage back to where the mons like Cinderace or Rayquaza and come back in and just kill the mons that we're working and get. And it just does what you need to for that low tier steel type. Next up, I got Delmice. Helps me finish off my Fire Water Grass core. Gives me a ghost type. Gives me a spin blocker. So if I set up my webs or my hazards, my opponents have to, think about if they can't click Rapid Spin that turn. Because I can easily bring in Delmice and make it to where they don't get their hazards away. Helps me break bulky waters for that Rayquaza, for that Cinderace. Gives me a Rapid Spinner, so I'm not forced to run Court Change Cinderace or Defog Rotom Wash. And this one just, isn't the greatest, but for 11 points, it's something I like. It's very hard to switch into, because it essentially has 3 stabs. It has the standard Ghost Grass stabs that, come with it. And then with Steel Worker, it gets basically stabbed to any steel type moves, so Anchor Shot's a lot better on this. It's like, this mon, just can come in, click and move, do some damage, ship some mons down. And a lot of these mons won't be my kill leaders, but it will help weaken mons for Cinderace or Rayquaza to come in and, just come in, sweep, and win the game. So, I have 3 mons left, and I got Mancha. I wanted a mon in between Rotom Wash and Cinderace, actually between Rayquaza and Cinderace, so I get Mancha out. I don't know how often I bring it. I feel like after looking at the team a little bit and prepping for week 1, it fits on the team, but it doesn't. It feels like it fits the same role as Cinderace. A faster mon that hits steel type super hard, can U-turn out, can knock off. But this mon is very good in its own right, but I can see myself dropping this for a different fighting type. But this mon can, it's base 105, can be Regenerator, can be, True Spin, Reckless High Jump Kick, gets knockoff, U-turn, Poison Jet, it gets close combat now. Usually you were forced to run a high jump kick, and hope you didn't miss. That's really about all it does, like, it's either, Tree Scarf, Tree's Band, or Life Orb. And for the most part, I feel like it's going to be Tree Scarf because it helps me outspeed those base 100 mons. I can force Steel types out, I can force Dark types out, That's really about it. The Minshew is a very good mon. It was kill leader for BBR last season. My boy Diet Type really used it to succession, and I'm super excited to try it out. So, for our second last mon, I got Mesprit. I wanted another Silt Rocker. I wanted another ground resist / immunity. I wanted like a bulky Aerosec type for the node for the tier. And this one's basically NU Mew. You know, it gets all the coverage it needs to hit everything almost super effectively. It can set up Stealth Arcs, like I said. It can even sweep itself for like Calm Minds or Nasty Plot and just either break down teams for the rest of my monster or just win games on its own. For 9 points, I really enjoy it and can see it putting in work. But you know, this is also Uber, so it's very hard to get your lower tier mons to do work. But I think Mesprit's like one of the few that really can, especially with the lack of pursuit. You know, it makes it so much easier for it to switch out. I'm not forced to run Uberberry. And, you know, if it just hits up Stealth Rocks, gets a little bit of damage off and dies, that's all I really expect out of it. So our final one of the draft, we got Porygon 2. This is actually 12 points, not 2 points. But I had this last BBL season, and it was just the GOAT. It clutched so many games for me, just because my opponents couldn't 2KO it. I would Toxic recover them, or I would just get lots of damage off because it really enjoys Bolt Beam, Tri-Attack. You get so much coverage, can set up Trick Room. You know, to like, I don't think I'll utilize Trick Room, but like, if I see a time where Dhelmise just wins off matchup, but it can't because of speed, I can easily bring Trick Room and then go into Dhelmise. And I believe this can actually run Trick Room Teleport now because of the new like ability patch. But like, this mon just lives every hit. The only moves it doesn't like is any sort of fighting type move and knockoff. But I feel like between, you know, Rabombi, Nidoking, what's it called, Dhelmise, Mesprit, fighting types aren't an issue. Rayquaza too. So like, I feel like this mon's covered very well defensively, and Nido can just set me up for victory. It's a mon, as I've said, I am very comfortable with, and know how to use it in Ubers. It's very defensive, but can also do damage back. So this is my team. Thank you all for watching. Leave down in the comments on a scale of like 1 to 10. 1 being like the worst team ever, 10 being a very good team. How you think my team's gonna do? And I'll see you all next time. Peace.